Two of you are curators, so I'm assuming you're used to sort of picking things on your own. Did you find this easier or harder having two other people here saying, maybe your decision isn't?
It depended. Sometimes there was a point of debate, and we did spend some time discussing the works, and other times there's always a give and take as well, right? Okay, you can have that one if I can get this one in later, right?
And I think it's refreshing when you do work to make those decisions on your own artistically, then it is nice to be able to kind of sit. It reaffirms, I think, sometimes the decisions that you're making as a curator to then be able to bounce those ideas off another individual based on a difference of background or expertise, and then to still kind of come back and have some similar results in terms of what we feel has merit.
And also to mention that we're all three practicing artists as well, so we're looking at it through that lens as well.
Do you think that makes a difference, being an artist as opposed to, say, you were a curator but not an artist? Do you think it makes a difference when you're looking at the work?
I think we were looking at things sometimes and sort of, like, that's our emphasis on presentation, how well it's actually executed, the technical finesse. I think that comes from our understanding of the mediums, and we draw, paint, sculpt between us, involved in sculpture. So we're all familiar with the mediums we've been looking at today, and have actually made work in those mediums.
So there is a close examination definitely of the process that's taking place, and there is a lot of discussion as well that in terms of throughout the process today where we're actually curious too in terms of how someone has utilized a certain material and how it has been executed, as Todd has said.
Back to the awards again, because I found it quite interesting, like you said, that the three of you picked the four. Was it just that they were so unusual? Was it?
The four winners are quite memorable works, sure. and they're all very distinctly different than what's in the show, and they have references to other things you might see in contemporary art and art of the recent art history, but they're also distinctly not just copies of your favorite artwork from the art history book or something like that. So they're all very unique and original.
It's true. I have a very vivid memory of all, let's say, 4 or even 6 that were the top winners. They resonate for me, and they've made an imprint on my mind's eye. And I think it will stay with us for a while.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing as you're going around the space and you're with the work for a given amount of time as you're selecting it, that you do start to be drawn time and again back to a given piece for second investigation, third investigation. And so when you're going through this process of coming down to these final 4, you come back to these same ones that are still there with you, that you've maybe in this whole selection process gone back to look at even a little bit closer. How was this made? What is it on? All of these different questions. Even that it poses question, and that the piece itself is resonating for you on a larger kind of social or a political way as well, in terms of what's been selected or what is coming forward in terms of ideas from the artist, that creates a bit of a puzzle too sometimes in your mind. That's, I think, what holds you too, is that, okay, so what is it that this is all about?
Sarah, you're doing a talk on the jurying process. Now,
Yes.
I'm assuming this is mainly going to be artists showing up. I know other jurors don't like to do this sometimes because artists can be a little emotional, a little attached to their work.
Can I just say, Sarah is very ego-friendly.
Thank you, Alex. I have done a similar task before, and I actually really welcome it in terms of being able to have some discussion and dialogue with the artists, or those that are just interested in coming forward that have not been part of a juried process before. Like, I think that it definitely opens the door for those that are thinking about participating but haven't yet maybe taken that step forward. And so in that way too, it really educates people about the process. So similar things that we've talked about today would be coming forward so that they really understand and have a visual of what's happening in that juried process in terms of what we're looking for. I mean, I'll speak directly to this process and to the experience that we've had as 3 jurors and sort of what they can expect moving forward in a juried show here at the Latcham Gallery or in other situations.
Obviously, that's important for artists because we often
definitely.
go get feedback, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think, once there's that kind of openness and, people can sort of share their ideas and I can answer questions that they might have about the process, then it just seems a little less daunting too, I think, for some in terms of knowing what a submission process is like and what the jury is actually sort of looking for and moving through in terms of discussion, debate, and that sort of thing.
Well, this has been very good talking to all of you, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the show now. It's great. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sarah's talk on the jurying process will be held at Latcham Gallery on May 18th at 7:30. It'll be an informative night, and all artists and non-artists are encouraged to come out and listen.
You've been listening to The Art Studio with your host, Valerie Ashton. The Art Studio is heard Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m., Sundays at 5 p.m., and Mondays at 9 a.m. Thank you for listening.